Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Doctor's Journey podcast, navigating life and medicine with coaching and healthcare innovation. And I'm your host, Miguel Villagra, hospitalist, telemedicine physician, real estate investor, and I'm also a certified physician life coach and a positive intelligence coach, and have a coaching program at thedoctorsjourney.com. Today, we're going to continue talking about career change and career transition. And on my prior episode, we touched base on why this topic is so important and why it truly matters for you to spend some time on building and learning frameworks and roadmaps that they can help you to expedite the process and make the change smoother. We touched base on how many ways and why we might entertain a change, which is part of life, but how we can make it in a more efficient and successful way. So let's dive in. There is a true strong concept that I want to start by saying that success is something that you are the ones only to define. Nobody else will. That's why when somebody said, I want to be a successful entrepreneur, real estate investor, etc. What do you mean by that? What truly means to you be successful in your career, in your life, as a father, as a husband or wife, and so on. The second component is that know your why, know your purpose. We live in existential vacuum where we don't even know why we're here. We don't even know what we're doing. We are in so much automatic pilot with our life, our social media, or devices, or electronic devices and so on, that sometimes we don't even reflect on what truly matters to us. The second thing, and we briefly discussed that in the prior episode, is how to define and determine what I call your life and career portfolio. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? I was mentioning how important it is to double down on your strengths, but also filling your knowledge gap. There are multiple ways out there where you can fill any knowledge gap. So many courses, so many communities where you can be exposed to people that have done what you're seeking. The more you practice, the better you will get at. When you combine these two factors, the why, the purpose, with the talent, your career and life portfolio, that's the ultimate recipe to get you to where you want to be. Remember, you are the ones to define that, and nobody else will for you. Let me rephrase that. Somebody will do it for you if you are not very intentional on you trying to define it. Therefore, you cannot go where you don't know. A lot of people don't know what they don't know, and that's the part where you need to spend some time reflecting on what truly matters to you. Believe me, change is possible. Grow is necessary. Ultimately, you can get to a point where you can do anything you want in life, with the right intention, with the right purpose, but more important, with the right frameworks and tools. Going back to meaningful, we all want something. We want to leave something behind when we're no longer around. But we also love pleasure. Our brain likes the dopamine rush. So this is a true necessity, and you need to keep your body in check. There's nothing wrong with that. It just depends on how you can blend both the things that bring you pleasure with the things that give you purpose. I've been lately very obsessed with the concept of flow. How you can get to the energy levels where things flow so smoothly that you believe it's like when you are in the Matrix, you are able to read the code of the life and the world, and even the way you connect with others. So we're going to talk a little bit about flow because I think it's a very interesting topic that we all can learn from. Let's start with saying that flow is in nature, and any animal with intuition knows about this. Everything flow in a specific rhythm. Things change. That's the concept of impermanence, but everything is flowing at that regular rhythm. We're one of the animals species that will resist to understand this concept because, one, we like the fallacy of predictability. We think we predict, or we can predict everything as we know in life, and those that has setbacks on their career or even personal life, we know that's just a fallacy. There's no such a thing as 100% predictability. The second thing is the fallacy of control. And it is true that the lack of autonomy is one of the main drivers of burnout. But on the flip side, we also need to understand that even though we need to regain control in the medical decision-making on how we take care of our patient, I'm all for it. We will never have 100% control of situation. There are so many things in life, work, and our career that just completely out of our control. The third fallacy that stops you from embracing flow is that sense of a fixed identity. That idea change is not possible. And I'm here to tell you that's definitely not the case. I've been going through so many iterations of change on my way I interact with others and the way I present to others. I always aim bigger for growth and for change, but definitely our identity is flexible. You can build skills. You can build a new persona. You can become the person that you want to be. It's just a matter of knowing what that is. Few suggestions for those that are interested in entertaining flow. Number one, have a curious approach on things that are around you. Look at with a sense of curiosity. Challenge, reflect on the challenge you have in life or at work. We always talk about the half empty, half full glass. The reality is that life is 50-50, 50% positive, 50% negative. And it's just a matter of how you can cope with the challenges of your life. What happened? A lot of people get to a point of what I call buffering in coaching, right? We just want to be feeling great all the time, which is not possible. We try to seek that through external stimuli, alcohol, any other drug, even work. People really, I know, and I have a lot of clients that are what we call workaholic. The final is that you need to get to a point of self-awareness. I think that the true change in life comes for better understanding about how you think, how you feel, and how you react to your external circumstance. Now, I am a true believer to get to that point of overcoming the existential vacuum that humanity has nowadays. And one of the best ways to do it is really understand your why. What is your belief, your cause, your purpose? This is not just about inspiration. It will help you to take action, bold action that will drive meaningful change on your life, or even minimal action that can compound over time and eventually cause significant change for good on your life. He who has a big enough why can bear almost anyhow. And this is important. The clearer you are on your why, you will find out and figure out the how. That I have experienced myself. Going back to the concept of flow, we go through these cycles through the day of struggle, release, flow, and recovery. Be mindful of these 4 stages, because when you are facing with a situation, sometimes you need to build attachment and let it go. Or sometimes you just need to get a stay on flow and get over it. Sometimes that might be eat the frog early morning, the toughest things that you want to do with your life. Remember, there has to be a time for wind down. Be mindful of it. A few things that I have changed a lot, the way even I practice hospital medicine and telemedicine, has been that working more hours does not necessarily lead to increased productivity. This is something why there are physicians out there helping other physicians to be more efficient and effective, and I'm all for efficiency, believe me. Limiting work hours through work compression, make priorities, and even elimination can unlock exponential productivity gains. That's the part where sometimes we lack of leadership support to allow us to be more efficient on your work environment. I'm so grateful to be able also to do work from home, either clinical work through telemedicine or business works for my real estate and my coaching gig. I have more control over what I can do and when I can do it. Remember, consistency beats intensity. And finally, I'm all for artificial intelligence, and there will be more episodes coming with this topic, as I am extremely passionate about digital health and leveraging artificial intelligence. Remember the Pareto principle. For career transition, 80% of what you achieve in your career will come from just 20% of the effort you put in. Therefore, it's so important to determine what that 20% is. The second component of the Pareto principle into career transition is identify and focus on the 20% of activities that will make the most significant impact on your career transition. Maybe that might be networking with key leaders, obtaining strategic certifications, or investing in a mentorship program and coaching. Like I'm a true believer of coaching. I have coaches and I'm coach others. Focus on the vital few, but not the trivial many. 80% of job opportunities will come from just 20% of your network connection. You need to be extremely mindful of it. This is very important for you to understand. A few other things about multitasking versus the focus approach. Remember, multitasking is just the opportunity to screw up more than one thing at a time. Multitasking during career transition will lead you to a diluted focus, increases stress, and higher likelihoods of mistakes. Therefore, success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. Keep that in mind. It's important to identify that one thing, the single most important thing, and the next step in your next career transition move. Furthermore, you need to make priority that one thing. Make it the first task you tackle each day. Remember, eat the frog early morning. Protect your one thing by eliminating any distractions you have during this time. It's crucial to avoid distraction and remain focused. I'm going to do a little sideway because I think it's important for us to understand that during career changes, there's a lot of stress. The uncertainty builds anxiety. And therefore, you need to take care of your well-being because wellness is not a passive state, but an active choice. Remember to practice gratitude. Focus on the positive aspect of your life and be grateful of it. Take it as a learning opportunity and try to diminish the level of stress and negativity while practicing gratitude and also practicing the concept of agency. It will help you set clear boundaries. Physicians were not good at setting boundaries. We're not good at saying no. And that's a tool, believe me, it took me a while to understand it. But now, I'm not only not afraid, I'm very proud of saying no to a lot of projects that nowadays I'm exposed through others. I'm very selective where I spend and who I spend my time with. I encourage you to do the same. Remember to monitor your energy levels. And I am all for understanding your physiology. I'm all for activity trackers, like I'm currently using the Whoop monitor. And that helps me keep the track of my heart rate variability, my sleep patterns, and sleep stages. I'm all for understanding how external factors influence my physiology. But also, you need to pay attention to your psychology too, your emotional, and the way you cope with the things around you, and also your spirituality. For those who believe in God or you believe on a higher being, whatever that is, be mindful of it and understanding the complexity of life. When you combine what is meaningful to you with the proper habits or routines, or as I call ritual, that's when true transformation happens. I need to mention there's so much out there about how coaching can help you on your journey. This is one of the latest data. This was published in October 2023. This one of my fellow coaches from the Life Coach Schools, which I'm very excited to share. And they show how coaching program among a span of 4 months improve all scales of burnout, moral injury, imposter syndrome. Improve self-compassion and flourishing compared to the control group. There is evidence that coaching works. If you have an interest in knowing more, please reach out. Aim higher. That's my last message to you. Try to aim higher. Discover your purpose in life. Focus on small improvements every day. Stack your work in blocks to build and improve efficiency. Approach a task with a beginner's mindset, with curiosity. Positive affirmation. I practice a lot of incantation in my life. I love meditation, I love journaling, but more important, take your time to celebrate wins, even if that's a macro wins, the smile of your daughter, the kiss of your wife, even a tiny smile of your coworker or your patient. Sometimes we take things for granted and we don't spend at least time to reflect on how amazing it is to be alive, how grateful we should be for being able to take another breath on our life. I like to embrace what is described as infinite games, a mindset shift from willing to grow, be open to change and continuous grow, and focus on adapting. And remember to enjoy the journey. This is my last message to you. Doctors needs to come first. What's keeping you safe might be keeping you stuck. Remember to manage your time, body, brain, and money. Change what's comfortable for what is possible in your life. You have control over your own choices. Align your value, purpose, pleasure, and goals, and finally create systems and frameworks for a meaningful change in your life and your career. Remember, inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. So if you want to conquer fear, not sit at home or at work or start thinking about it, just go out and get busy. This was said by Dale Carnegie. Happy to serve you. You're truly, and thank you for watching or listening to another episode of A Doctor's Journey, Navigating Life and Medicine with Coaching and Healthcare Innovation. And I'm your dear friend, Miguel Villagra. I'm internal medicine physician, hospitalist, telemedicine physician, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have a coaching program at thedoctorsjourney.com. Thank you very much.